this video, I'm going to share with you how to set up Sega Model 3 emulator. That's going to be some Daytona games, big bass fishing, this Star Wars trilogy game, and also one of my favorites, which is the Jurassic Park Lost World game here. And so I'll just show you how to download the emulator, how to download the user interface so you can actually do a lot of this stuff on your own. And then I'll go into a little bit of detail about how to set up a light gun, because depending on what light gun you have, Dolphin Bar or aimtrak or sinden or whatever, you may have different experiences and different ways to configure your particular controller. But as you see here, it runs great. If you have a somewhat decent computer, it's going to run just fine. So let's go ahead and jump into
Site
it.
B laboratory.
All right, well, first things first, you have to download ROMs and the emulator. Just use a search engine to find that stuff. I'm just using the Star Wars trilogy game and the Lost World Jurassic Park for this particular tutorial. And then you need to get the actual emulator. The ROMs, you can keep them zipped up. As you see here, there's a bunch of files inside of them. You don't need to unzip that, but you do need to unzip the emulator. Now, as far as the emulator, I've noticed there's lots of different versions out there, so get the latest version. It's just going to have the most fixes on it. And you can see here, I found the emulator. The emulator doesn't come with any ROMs standalone. Something to also know about this emulator is it is only, it's all in command line. So you want to download this UI, this user interface, because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So download the UI. You can see it in the screen here, which file you want to download. Go ahead and extract the emulator and then extract the UI. This right here, copy and paste this into the emulator itself, and then drag your ROMs into this folder as well, just because it's simpler. And then here's where you're actually going to assign where the emulator is going to find the ROM. So you'll load up your, I just moved them in there to make it simpler, but you can put the ROMs wherever you want. But you'll notice I'll go back to the emulator. I'm cleaning this up a little bit. I downloaded some older ROMs, so it should just look like this when it's all said and done. And the next thing I'm doing is just pointing the emulator to the ROM. So say load ROM or find the ROM, and then I need to go ahead and go into where I've put my to my ROMs. So I found it. I just directed it to that folder that I just made my new folder on my desktop. But wherever you have it is fine. You can put it on an external hard drive. And you can see at this next part, I just left the settings stock to see how it would run. And you're going to see here it ran way too fast. It might ask you to allow access on your firewall.
If you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny. Stand by.
Lock gas foils in attack position. Accelerate to attack speed. He's on me tight. I can't shake him.
So in case you're wondering, I had to click that throttle box in the lower right-hand corner there, and then here's all my other settings. I upped the resolution and VSync, and it ran really good after I made these changes. So make sure that throttle, though, when I filmed this, I didn't have the throttle selected yet. I guess you gotta throttle it. If D input is not working for you, another option is to switch to raw input. And that's really where this gun app comes in, depending on which port you're in. And when you go, for example, to the utility over here, you could see I have, it looks like 3 mice in here. So this would actually be mouse 4. If you go back to his website, oh, there it was right there. That you might, depending on when you boot up your computer, or how many mice you have connected, or how many light guns you have connected, and this list, this mouse order, can change over time. Okay? So every time you play the game, or, it shouldn't change, but if you unplug in mice, the order could change. And then you want to go over here, check which order. Okay, my light gun is now mouse 4. But let me just show you what happens when I unplug my mouse here. I'm going to unplug my mouse. And look at that. Now my light gun is actually mouse 3. If I plug back in my mouse, now that mouse has gone from, that used to be the first mouse, it's now gone to mouse number 4. Because a lot of times your Windows-based systems are going to prioritize the how many mice you have and what number to assign it, just like a hard drive. When you plug in a hard drive, it goes hard drive A, then B, then C, then D. Same thing here. It's going to go chronological order from the order in which it was plugged in most likely. So this could be why your gun isn't working, is when you go to do your controls over here, it might be set for mouse 1 or mouse 2 or mouse 3, and you might have to change that right there. Is just assign a number to the mouse, and so it knows where to travel. You can head on over to arcadeguns.com, and if you go to the details next to their different ROMs, they actually explain what I'm explaining to you now about the raw input and how to assign the exact gun to the exact player 1 or player 2 within the Model 3 emulator, and he even has the examples for you that you can copy and paste into the thing or manually add yourself. So as you can see here, it's just mouse 6, because that's where the light gun 1 is mouse 6. But for me, we would just take me, for example. I'm on mouse 3 here. I go to my config, and I want to go ahead and go light gun, mouse 3, and then gun trigger. Where's my trigger? Yep, mouse 3 right there. So you see that now I'm identifying which mouse I want for my triggers. And so that's how you might have to do it if you're running on raw inputs. So here I am using my aimtrak light gun, and then when we play Star Wars a little later, that's actually me playing it with a mouse, but you can play it with the light gun as well. Where I've tested it out. So here I just want to scroll through the UI here so you can see the different games that you can play with the Model 3, and there is a README file as far as which games run better than others, and there is some graphical glitches in some of the games, and a couple of them don't at all, but the majority of them run actually really well. Enjoyed that tutorial. Pretty easy for the Sega Model 3. If you do have any additional questions, go ahead and comment below, but that should get you rocking and rolling for both 1-player and 2-player and getting it working on your system. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.